Well, howdy folks. If I was to say fib smoosh, international rules, Loch-style, bank international rules, would you know what I'm talking about? And rules can be a little bit of a minefield, so what I'm going to do is just simplify everything for you. Now just think about it. If you're an ordinary fisherman, every time you go out, we follow rules. So if you fish on a small still water, each one might have slight different variations of rules. For instance, if you're on a catch and release water, it might be compulsory to fish barbless. It could be manufactured barbless, or could be a pressed down barb. On a catch and dispatch, they probably won't have that rules. Some fisheries allow the booby on catch and release, some don't. So check the fishery before you go. So how do you get into competition fishing, or why would you want to go into competition fishing to start with? I'll tell you what, you make fantastic new friends, like-minded people. It's great camaraderie, and I think the most important thing, you learn a lot of new techniques. So if you've never entered a competition before, where should you start? Check your local fishery. They might have little small competitions which you can enter. Look out for a local angling club. They might have club competitions. So that's a great way to get into competition fishing. If you like it, then you might want to take it a little bit further. So you might want to go and say, right, I want to get my international cap. Now let's look at bank fishing to start with. Some 12, 13, 14 years ago, the Home Bank International competition was started, and they went down the fib smoosh world rules. So basically what it really means is that gold heads, lead heads, tungsten beads, lead under the body, all them are legal. Fly size, single hook, doesn't matter. The one thing is the size of your bead. Only one bead allowed showing, and it has to be under 4 mil. Or 4 mil bead. Now be very careful. This is the fib smoosh and the bank international gauge. The most important thing is that little hole there. This is a 4 mil painted tungsten bead. Guess what? No, it never goes through that hole. So if you are going into your bank trials and you tie your own flies, then you should be looking at a 3.8 or a 3.2 mil painted bead. This one's a 3.2, not a problem. 3.8 goes through it as well. That's probably one of the most critical things. And the other thing is, it has to be manufactured barbless. You cannot press the barbs down. 3 years ago, we were allowed, or 4 years ago, we were allowed to actually compress the barb down. Now it's totally and utterly manufactured barbless. So just that's one thing to be wary of. And then if you want to go the other way and you want to go Loch-style fishing, and I love my Loch-style fishing. Why? Because you paired up in a boat with another person from another team, or could be if it's an individual competition, you're trying to beat them. But to be honest with you, what you really should do is try and work as a pair in the competition, because a happy boat always catches more fish. If you share tactics, then you're going to catch more fish. You can work things out between you. Even though you're trying to beat each other, it's well worth sharing the prizes, sharing the information. Then, the one thing with Loch-style, it is totally different with regards to flies and hooks and everything like that, because no restriction in whirls and bank, but it's a single hook, no snakes allowed. But Loch-style, totally different. This is the gauge for Loch-style. Top gap, that's the size of your hook. So in millimeters, it's 16 mil, right? So every size 10 hook size fits in. Some size 8s fit in, but make sure they do fit in comfortably, all right? You're not pressing it in. And then, if I turn that over, that other gap is the overall fly size, 24 mil. And what you have to do is you put the eye of the fly on one side, and then make sure that none of the dressing is actually touching that part of the hook gauge. So that's how simple it is with Loch-style, right? And as I said, you make a friend, you fish all day with them, and that's a friend for life. You learn new techniques, you get some secret patterns, And that's the way to do it. So if you're interested in the Loch-style in Wales, what you have to do is fish 4 dates throughout the year. 2 Saturdays, 2 Sundays on different venues. And then it's an accumulation of points. You pick your best 3 scores, and the top 28 go into the senior team. 14 in the spring, 14 in the autumn. In England, slightly different. They have eliminators right through the season, and then a big national final. Again, different in Scotland and different in Ireland. For your bank international, in Wales, we have trials in October and November. And if you're lucky enough, or good enough to get into the top 6, you're in the team for the following year. 7th is reserve. So have a look at your local clubs and your local international organisation if you want to go that bit further. So please have a go at a competition. Try your club to start with, or try a local stillwater, then try a club, then try a national. And who knows, in the near future, you might be an international angler. Some people say, well, I don't like competitions. Well, actually, every time you go out, you're competing against the fish. Well, why not compete against another angler as well and have a great day and even learn new techniques? If you've got any other questions about competition fishing, pop them in the comments below. And next time you go fishing, tight lines.